It's an experiment to measure the diameter of 20 spherical dust particles, and here's the results. We're asked them to estimate the mean. So remember, when you estimate the mean, okay, you take the midpoint for each group, okay, to represent that group. So we've got two spherical dust particles in here between 1 and 2 microns. So you choose the midpoint to represent that group, 1.5. The next group, the midpoint will be 3. The midpoint of the next group is 4.5, and then the midpoint of the next group is 7. So you've got two spheres in here of 1.5. So we work out the total there, 2 lots of 1.5, which is 3. You've got 6 then lots of sphericals with microns, with diameter of 3 microns. So that'll be a total of 18. 6 lots of 3. Then you've got 8 then lots of 4.5, okay, which is 36, and then you've got 4 then lots of 7, which is 28. So then to get the mean, you add all these up, and you divide by how many are there. Now you could add up the frequencies here, but they do tell you there, don't they? So you should add up to 20 when you check anyway. Okay, so you divide them by 20. So on the top, you get 3 plus 18 plus 36 plus 28, which is 85. Divide them by 20. So you get 4.25. That's the average there. Now, in part 2, it says then, Roger then measures the diameter of another 25 dust particles. So he's told the ratio of the dust particles with diameters less than 4 microns to those with greater than 4 microns or equal to 4 microns is 7 to 8. He finds this is true when he considers all 45 dust particles. So how many of the extra 25 dust particles have a diameter of less than 4 microns? So now this is when he combines these to these up here. So less than 4 microns. Now if you look at in the first 20 sphericals here, less than 4 microns would be the first 2 groups here, yeah? This would be, it would represent these 2 groups here. They are less than 4 microns. So we've got 8 already. We've got 8 already. So we've got to work out how many more then when you put, when you look at these extra 25, okay? Now when they're combined, it's in this ratio. So that ratio there, 7 to 8, well that adds up to 15, doesn't it? So what we could do is work out what each sort of share is worth there if I've got 15 ratio parts here, okay? So I've got 15 parts, so I'll share that 45 by the 15, so we get 3. In other words, 1 part is worth 3, okay, particles in this case, yeah? And it's split in that ratio so that 7 of those parts are less than 4 microns, and then 8 are 4 or more. So we're interested in what 7 parts are worth. So 7 parts, because 1 part is worth 3 particles, 7 parts would be 7 lots of these. So that'll be 21 particles in total, right? 21 particles in total. Now, if you remember, we already had 8 particles here in the first 20. We already had 8 that were less than 4. So in terms of how many are in the next 25, well, we'll just see. If we take 8 away from there, we're left with 13. So there's 13 particles in the next 25 that have a diameter of less than 4 microns.